Hi my angels, and welcome back. If you are new here, hello, thank you so much for joining me. And today I'm going to be doing a Indian wedding get ready with me makeup look. It's kind of similar to one that I did last year, but it's very glittery and it's a little bit softer, and it's kind of like actually a really pretty look to wear for spring. It's inspired by my outfit which I wore, which is from India Boulevard. So if you'd like to see how to get this look and all the things that I'm wearing, then please keep watching. As always, I'm starting off with moisturizing my skin. I'm using the Embryolisse cream here, putting it all over my face before moving on to primer, because we want to make our makeup last long. So I'm using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Base Primer and putting that in the kind of T-zone area of my face and my chin. I then actually moved on to eye cream. So this is the Superskin eye cream by Liz L, and I'm putting this on all underneath my eyes, and then I'm actually rubbing it up into my eyebrows. It's just a weird thing that I do, but I've been doing this a lot when I'm doing my makeup, because I find that this not only like plumps and hydrates the under eye area for your skin, but it also makes my concealer look flawless as well. Then I moved on to foundation. I'm using a mixture of the Face and Body by MAC and the Giorgio Armani Maestro foundation. You guys know me, I'm just going to be bouncing my beauty blender all over my skin and blending it all nicely away, making sure it's nice and flawless and airbrush looking as possible. Moving on to eyes, I use the Colour Tattoo in the shade Creme de Nude by Maybelline, and I am putting this all over my eyelids, a nice even layer on both of the eyes as always, and this is just going to help all the eyeshadows look really nice and pigmented and last a long time as well. And to set the eyelids all in place, I'm using the Well People Translucent Invisible Bio Brightener powder. I don't know the full exact name of it, but it'll be linked in the info box below. Then taking the Starlight Illuminator from Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm applying that to my brow bone as a really gorgeous, like frosty, pinky, iridescent-y highlight which matched my outfit. And then going in to the Kat Von D palette, I'm taking this shade right here and I'm applying that into the crease, and this is just going to start off our transition shade, because I am going to build a slightly darker color on top, but this is just going to give us a really nice base to work with. And the darker color I'm going to be using in the crease is this one here in the same eyeshadow palette from Kat Von D, and I am running that into the crease as well, just to intensify that area and make it a little bit darker. Moving on to the bulk of the eyeshadow, I'm using this Giorgio Armani like cream eyeshadow. It's in the shade 17 and it is so beautiful. I'm putting this onto my eyelids, and first I was just doing like a line, but then I kind of like curved it out so it matched my eyelids. And once I was happy with the way that was looking, I did kind of pat that in place with a makeup brush just to make sure that it was setting nicely and there was a nice even layer. Now on top of this, I went in with the really sparkly gold shade from the Dolce Vita palette by Charlotte Tilbury. So from the pinky tones from the Giorgio Armani base that we put on and this on top, it was just creating such a beautiful pinky but yet goldeny bronze color on the eyelid, which matched my outfit perfectly. So I was so glad that I kind of mixed products together. Now taking this shade here from the same Kat Von D palette, I'm just running that back into the crease to make sure everything is nice and blended in together and that there's no like harsh transition. Now moving on to the glitter, I'm using this Heavy Metals glitter from Urban Decay. This is my favorite gold glitter by all time, and this is basically an eyeliner, but I'm putting this on my entire eyelid where we've applied that Dolce Vita color from the Dolce Vita palette from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is just going to add a really gorgeous like goldy glittery look. And I was definitely inspired by Shake Beauty on Instagram. I'm going to leave her details in the info box below for you all. So yeah, this I'm just drying it off because you don't want to get any kind of glitter on your eyelids where it shouldn't be. Now I'm just filling in my brows. You guys have seen me do this so many times, but I'm using the Makeup Forever brow kind of double-ended pencil thing. I don't really know the exact name for it, but like I said, all of the products will be linked and mentioned in the info box below. So I'm just filling them in and then setting them all in place with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And this is a must, especially for like special occasions, because I want my eyebrows to be looking tamed as possible. Then I took my Perversion eyeliner by Urban Decay and I am tightlining my upper waterline. and I feel like I really needed to sharpen this, but I was feeling lazy and I was in a rush, so I just kind of went with it. And then for mascara, I used the L'Oreal Paris False Lash Sculpt Mascara, and this has finally hit the United States. Loads of people have been tweeting me and messaging me about it. It does have a different name, so I'll link it below for you all. Moving on to concealing and highlighting, I'm using my trusty Maybelline Age Rewind Under Eye Concealer thing. I always mess this up. It's called so many different things in different places of the world, but I believe it's just like the Eraser Eye Concealer, something like that. Anyways, I'm just blending all of these lines out on my face with my damp beauty blender. This is just going to make sure that we're looking nice and proportional and not so that our face looks all like flat and one colour. Once I am happy with the way everything's all blended out, I am going to be going in and setting all those areas. And for that, I use that same Well People powder, and I'm just applying that basically to all the areas where we applied that Maybelline concealer. And I do go back in with another setting powder. Don't mind me, I'm just like adding so much makeup on my face in this tutorial. But next up, I'm taking the Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, and I'm spraying my damp beauty blender with this and then pressing it onto my skin. And this I just find makes my makeup and my base last so long. So I've been doing this actually a lot recently and I've been loving it. So now I'm actually going back in with another setting powder. This is the Kick Ass powder by Soap & Glory. This has a very kind of yellow tone to it, so it's quite brightening. So I applied that just on top of the areas where we applied that Bio Brightener powder from Well People, just to kind of like brighten the skin a bit more. For contour, I used the Darkening Drops by The Body Shop, and I'm just blending that into the areas that I generally like to contour with. This, I've said so many times, is my favorite like drugstore affordable cream contour. It's brilliant. I'm just cleaning up the edges of my cheek contour here with some concealer and just blending that out as well. And then I'm just going over the areas, and I also forgot to contour my nose and my lips, so I'm just doing that very, very quickly as well. And then, as always, making sure bouncing my beauty blender on all the contoured areas to make sure everything's nice and blended away. And here, because we added some more concealer, I'm just setting the under-like parts of my contour with that same Kick Ass and Soap & Glory powder. Now, to set the contour in place, I'm using the Makeup Freedom Makeup, I believe it's called, all over the areas that we contoured, and I'm just using a mixture of all of the darker shades. And then I realized I completely forgot to sort my nose out, so I'm just contouring my nose ever so slightly, applying a little bit of concealer on the bridge and blending it out with my damp beauty blender. Taking the same Starlight Illuminator from Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm hitting that on the tops of my cheeks. I did go to town with this because you guys know I love my highlighter. I went to New York recently and I picked up so many more highlighters. I feel like I don't need any more in my life, but a part of me needs them all. Once I'm done with highlighting my face, I'm using this Head Over Heels blush by Makeup Geek, and I'm putting that onto the apples of my cheeks. And this is a really nice light pinky fresh color, which again suited my outfit beautifully because my blouse was a very nice like off-white milky pink color. Using this bourgeois eyeliner in like this turquoise color. I feel like this is a limited edition color, but feel free to use any kind of turquoisey eyeliner that you may have. I'm just putting that on to my waterline and really kind of doubling up the coverage because I want it to be really intense. Then to set that in place, I use the Makeup Revolution Mermaids vs Unicorns palette. Isn't this the coolest name ever? But I'm taking the turquoise shade in that and just really smoking out my lower lash because I wanted the turquoise to be really bright and vibrant because my skirt was like really nice and turquoise and I wanted to complement that look. Then taking this shade again from the Kat Von D palette, I am basically just applying that to the outer lower corners of my lower lash line just because I wanted there to be like a nice transition from like turquoise to a darker colour, and this helps like the eyes not look too flat either. I'm also running this colour up into the outer kind of third of my eye, kind of packing that in place and blending it out as well. Next up, I am just going back in with that Dolce Vita palette just to kind of intensify all the colours and make sure that I'm happy with the things that are on my eyes and just kind of adding more product in the areas where I feel like it needs it. Now taking the L'Oreal Paris False Lash Sculpt Mascara, again I'm just hitting my lower lashes. You guys know me, I love this mascara and I love layering it on, so I'm applying it to my lower lashes as well. Then I decided to intensify the glitter a bit more, so I'm taking that same Urban Decay liquid glitter eyeliner and I'm just intensifying my eyelids a little bit more because I wanted them to be really sparkly. So I decided to go in with another layer, but remember, make sure that they're nice and dry before moving on to anything else. Next up is my new obsession of lashes. These are the Lily Ghalichi lashes in the style Miami. These, you guys, are the most fluttery, fluffy eyelashes I have ever worn. They are amazing. Now taking the Sable watercolor kind of eyeliner from Anastasia Beverly Hills, I decided to add a really small like fake wing going on my eyes. I'm literally just adding it to the outer part. I'm not dragging the color into the rest of my eyelid or anything like that, just to kind of like, I felt like my eyes basically looked incomplete, so I added this on in the end. Once my eyes are looking like how I wanted them to, it was time to sort my hair up. This is my hair naturally, just like I slept in it and it just like dried in my sleep, but I went ahead and straightened my hair. I didn't want anything like too fancy for my hair, so I just thought straight hair is always the way to go. So I'm just straightening it all and kind of making sure I'm happy with the way it's looking before moving on to lips. So first I'm applying a Baki, which is a Stila liquid lipstick. It's a very like beautiful nude shade with a cool undertone to it. And then on top of that I added my Bourjois Rouge Velvet lipstick in the shade Don't Pink of It, number 10, and I love this combination. It's such a nice pinky nude. Then applying my Janlo or Bindi, and I wanted it to be turquoise to match my outfit, and then bronzed up my skin using the Beach Bronzer in the shade Bronzed by Urban Decay. And I just realized I was like missing steps out, so I always do this when I'm getting ready. I always like add stuff towards the end because this is when like your look is kind of like taking shape, so you always know whether you need to add bits or take things away. So I'm using the Healthy Balance powder from Bourjois in the shade Vanilla and just very slightly setting my face before applying our makeup setting spray. This is the Urban Decay one. Again, I'm just spraying that all over my face to make sure that my makeup is not going to go anywhere and it's going to reduce any cakiness. It's time to sort my jewelry out, and I decided to go with these really beautiful pearly earrings, and I'm putting those on, and oh, these are so beautiful. I got them from a boutique. I'm gonna try and link some online shops for you guys that you can buy similar jewelry. And for perfume, I went with C by Giorgio Armani. This has become like one of my favorite perfumes. I'm not the biggest fan of rosy scents, but I love this perfume. So this, you guys, is the final makeup look, and I am in love with the way this has turned out. You could so change the turquoise color to any color that matches your outfit, but I actually think this is a really nice spring glittery look as well. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this get ready with me. Just to let you guys know, my outfit is from India Boulevard. I will leave the links of it and a full length picture from my Instagram in the info box below. But that is all for now, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this Indian get ready with me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!